Hello all, my name is Steam Joe and I'm here with the review of the first English dubbed episode of One Punch Man. Before we start off with the review, let me give a quick shout out to Madhouse, the production company that's made tons of legendary anime and movies. I mean, those guys do a really good job with animation and storytelling. So I had to give out that shout out because I think One Punch Man seemed like it's on the legendary path. So good job, Madhouse. Okay, and good job Toonami for picking it up. I've been a fan of Toonami since 96, 97. I've been watching it, and that's when I was 6 and 7 at 96 and 97. So I'm a devoted fan, and I can't wait to see what else Toonami brings to the table as far as anime and films. One Punch Man starts off with A City being destroyed by Vaccine Man, who is voiced by Christopher Sabat, better known as Piccolo, and many other voices. Zoro off of One Piece. He's one of my favorite voice actors. He does a great job with Vaccine Man as usual. But so then Vaccine Man is destroying A City, two other superheroes came out to stop him, Lightning Max and Smile Man, but they were defeated by Vaccine Man. So then you had Saitama, I'm sorry, watching the whole chaos unfold on TV. He decides to get up and do something about it. So right when Vaccine Man is about to kill a girl, Saitama swoops in and saves her. Stylish, I may add. And this cape is flowing in the air. It's pretty cool. So Vaccine Man tells Saitama that his goal is to eradicate the Earth of all humans that's destroying it. And I thought that was kind of a odd twist, because you would think that he was just a monster that just wanted to kill people, but in essence he was doing it for a reason, to protect Earth. And then you had Saitama, who is trying to protect Earth by protecting the humans from Vaccine Man. So I kind of thought that was a nice twist to it. It wasn't nothing that was, like monster go destroy and then hero stops him. It's actually morals that's coming into play with both of the combatants. So Saitama tells Vaccine Man he's just an average guy who's an average hero. And Vaccine Man is not impressed by that. So he transforms and grows, like, he gets really big. Muscles, height, and everything. And he thinks that Saitama is nothing. He can just crush him with, one finger or whatever. But next thing you know, Saitama gives him that one punch and knocks him right out. And I thought that was pretty cool too. How Saitama trained so much because he wanted a challenge and he wanted to be the best. He became so good that he basically is bored of being a superhero, you can say. Lackadaisical, whatever you want to call it. He's gotten so strong that nothing is a challenge to him. And because of that, he's bored, he's not happy, he's in a way miserable. And I also like how they animated his eyes and mouth, his whole face, because I thought that added to the storyline of him being miserable and not happy with his current state, which is being the strongest man on Earth. So after Saitama knocks him out, Vaccine Man out, kills him, then he screams because he's miserable and Vaccine Man wasn't a challenge. So yet again, he's living another day, killing somebody with just one punch. So then the story kind of goes into a flashback mode where they show how Saitama got started with wanting to be a superhero. after he got through with an interview for a job which he did not get, this man who ate too many crabs, his name is Crabrant, shows up and starts killing people, left and right, blood everywhere. And, Saitama sees it and he really doesn't care too much about it. And because of that, Crabrant doesn't kill Saitama because of the stare that Saitama had in his eyes. It was cold, just like Crabrant. So next thing you know is this boy that Crabrant really wants to kill, because when Crabrant was asleep, the boy drew nipples on his chest, and basically that messed up his whole, how he wanted to look. So then when they show the boy, he actually has a butt chin. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And Saitama sees him before Crabrant sees him. So next thing you know, Saitama starts to walk away from the boy because, Saitama just doesn't want anything to do with it. And then that's when Crabrant finds him, and he's about to kill the boy, get revenge because of what the boy did. And Saitama swoops in yet again and saves the boy. So then Saitama goes on this, he starts talking about how he wanted to be a superhero, and he felt like at that moment that was the right time to do it. And Crabrant wasn't happy that Saitama saved the boy. So now you have Crabrant and Saitama fighting. And let's just say that was pretty violent. He used his necktie, wrapped it around his eye, and then just pulled his insides right out. It was pretty brutal, and I'm actually shocked that it wasn't a lot of blood. I thought it'd be like blood shooting out and everything. But I thought that was a good scene. And after that whole situation, they showed present day Saitama in a grocery store shopping for meat, if I'm correct. I think it was meat. So then, so next thing you know, he goes up to the cashier to pay his pay for the food he's getting. And next thing you know, the whole top of the store that he was in gets ripped off. And if I'm correct, this was in B City, I think. I'm not too sure about that, but I think it is B City. But the whole top of the store gets ripped off, and all of the people except for Saitama dies. And it's crazy because as the whole store is getting ripped off and the people are dying, Saitama is actually counting his coins, his currency, to see how much he has to pay for the meat. I mean, he has a really lackadaisical or nonchalant attitude. That's a better word. Nonchalant attitude towards monsters and everything, because he's so strong. He doesn't view them as a threat. So, Saitama comes out of the ripped up, the busted up store, and next thing you know, it's another monster who's destroying Big City, and his name is, I have it on my notes right here, Marugori. And he was somebody who also wanted to become stronger. He wanted to be the strongest person in the world. And he also had a brother, an older brother, who was a scientist, a mad scientist at that, who developed this steroid, this experimental steroid, that's supposed to give the body like thousands of muscles, increase stamina, and just basically turn you into a monster. So Marugori took the steroid, and then he became a monster the size or bigger than the building, a tower. And the older brother was on his shoulder. So basically, the older and younger brother's goal was to destroy the city and basically rule the world. So next thing you know, One Punch Man jumps on the shoulder of the younger brother, who's now the monster. He's on the right side, if I'm correct, and then the older brother's on the left side. And the older brother is, spewing, words about domination, and he's the smartest, and he has a younger brother that's the strongest. Then you had a younger brother that's arrogant. And he's like, I'm the strongest. This is what I wanted. And next thing you know, you had Saitama right on the other shoulder. So neither of them didn't realize he was sitting right there because they're basically, they loving what they're doing. They're both arrogant at the moment. So so once the older brother finds out that Saitama is on the shoulder of the younger brother, the older brother says, "Smash." I think he said, "Smash your shoulder." The younger brother didn't realize where the older brother was, so he actually took his whole hand and crushed his older brother. He wasn't looking, so. And then the older brother told him to smash his shoulder, and he did it. It's just the wrong shoulder. So next thing you know, the younger brother is mad. He's upset. He feels like life has no purpose. So next thing you know, he's trying to get revenge against Saitama. Saitama, as the title suggests, knocks him out with one punch. But in doing that, Saitama knocks him into the rest of the city. So not only was it destroyed by the older and younger brother, Saitama kind of did some damage too by knocking him out right into the rest of the buildings. It was crazy. So then, as Saitama was going back to his home, or his apartment, he runs into this guy who loved custom cars so much he actually turned himself into a custom car. It's pretty weird, but as the title suggests again, he wants to fight with Saitama. Saitama knocks him out with one punch, and in doing that, he got his outfit dirty. So then the next scene was Saitama in his apartment, taking a bath, washing his clothes, eating, watching TV, and then going to sleep. And as he's doing all of that, he's still miserable, just because he can't find a challenge. So as Saitama was sleeping, he had this dream of Mediterranean people living underground whose goal was to eradicate the humans that was living on the surface. Reason why was because they felt overpopulation of the earth. And they said that they eradicated or destroyed or killed, whatever word you want to use, 70% of humanity. So Saitama sees him as a challenge, and he's ready to fight. So then you go into this whole action scene, which is animated greatly, by the way. I like when anime, how the animation kind of is almost like a free-form writing, whereas it's not so much as making everything structured, and then within that structure you have the punch and kicks thrown. You just have their bodies representing action moves. So it's really cool with the hard outlines, kind of the sloppy body forms. But with the sloppy body forms, I always feel like you have more furious action scenes that are a lot more cooler to look at, a lot more stylish, I think, in my opinion. So Saitama basically kills the whole Mediterranean people except for the king, who shows up and is pretty mad. So next thing you know, the two of them fight. And as Saitama is fighting, he starts to realize that he's finally starting to get that feeling of being alive, of being free, of being happy, of being the strongest person in the world, but not feeling bored about it. But as Saitama destroys the monster, that's when he wakes up and he realizes it's just a dream. But in reality, there is subterranean people. It's just that instead of them being monstrous and, enormous like in his dream, they're basically the size of the average human. So Saitama knocks them out with ease, and that's pretty much it for Saitama's side of the story. Now, towards the end of the show, after the credits, I think it was after the credits, you had a scene, this one scene with this man who looked like he was half man, half cyborg, android, he was walking from a farm and actually going to either city A or city B, or I'm sorry, A city or B city, A city or B city. I'm sorry about that. So I guess that's leading up for the next episode. So we'll see what becomes of that situation. But overall, I thought the show was pretty good. I liked how, and with the Subterranean people, it actually reminded me of another anime called Gurren Lagann, which was also popular and also great, by the way. That show dealt with monsters and different beings trying to save the world because of overpopulation. So maybe One Punch Man is going to be a show that kind of reflects on what's going on currently in the world with the catastrophes and climate change. You know, maybe One Punch Man is trying to bring to light all these different situations that's happening. Because some people feel like the world is overpopulated. Some people feel like, you know, humans, we put so much waste onto the world that we are destroying it. And I am one to believe that, you know, in a way, we do have to take care of the world a lot better. We have to, just because the world can't live with us living the way we are. You know, we waste, we put chemicals into the ground, we put so many oil refineries into the ground. We're actually destroying the world, and we have to find ways to keep this world spinning healthy, so that way generations later, you know, the next step in humanity will have a place to live. So I thought that was a really, really good episode, a really good first episode, and I'm glad that it's English dubbed. I mean, I'll watch subtitles sometimes, but my favorite is English dubbed. You know, and just because too, I've grown to know all of the voice actors and everything, so it's always cool when you can see one voice actor do one show and then he goes to another show. I thought the whole show, being the first episode, it was perfect episode. But let's see where they go for episode 2 and beyond. Okay guys, thanks for listening to my review. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out my channel daily. It's named Steam Joe, and I'm going to be releasing great gaming content, great reviews, great reactions to everything that's going on in the world. Okay guys, until next time, Steam Joe out.